And we were the ones, this is a student organized ceremony, so we were the ones that kind of had to put everything together. So I hope you guys enjoy. So first and foremost, it's an honor to welcome all of you, our family, our friends, to this very special occasion, our White Coat Ceremony. The White Coat Ceremony is a long-standing tradition among healthcare disciplines to honor the hard work, the perseverance, and the dedication of future healthcare professionals. An important milestone in our journey as future occupational therapists. We have concluded our time in the classroom, as Kayla said, and we're now ready to apply our learning in the field, bringing our values to life in our work. This ceremony is a celebration of those values: commitment, compassion, growth, and connection. We are reminded today especially of not only the lasting connections we have made within our cohort, but also of the cherished bonds with our loved ones who have shaped us to be who we are today, and continue to inspire us to make a meaningful difference in the lives of others. We would not be here today without your unwavering support. You have been our cheerleaders, our sounding boards, and our anchors. Your love, encouragement, and belief in us have been essential to our success, and for that, we are deeply thankful. As part of this ceremony, we are especially honored that those of you who have played such an important role in our journey will be the ones to quote us today. Now, we would like to welcome our guest speaker to share a few words with us today. Brittany is a pediatric occupational therapist working at Children's Health Specialty Center, Cityville. Her experience and passion for occupational therapy make her an inspiring voice as we take this next step in our journey. Please join me in welcoming Brittany Solinger.
I am also a graduate from Texas Women's University, so this is very full circle and fun for me to get to be here. Hello to all of the family and friends who are also here today and might feel like you are honorary OTs. You've been with them as they're studying, trying to memorize a lot of information. But for those of you who maybe haven't gotten to go through all of the studying and all of the learning and what everything about OT is, I'm going to give you my OT elevator speech. If you are in OT school, you probably had your faculty encourage you to kind of figure out what OT is and how to describe it. As a pediatric OT, I do not focus on teaching 4-year-olds how to get a job. And the occupation is actually a thing you need to do, you want to do, or you have to do to participate in your daily life. So, practice that elevator speech, because when I was on my first field work, I actually was assigned a project of putting together a career fair for the kids of the people who work at the hospital. And the news came, and the reporter actually asked me, "What is OT?" I said, "Holy crap, this is it. This is the moment." I don't think it was as concise because I didn't get to practice, but anyways, you never know. You might be on the news. A little background on me. I have been an OT for 10 years, which is a little terrifying because I still feel like I have so much to learn. But in that time, I've been at Children's Health in their outpatient clinic for the majority of that time. I also worked PRN as needed in inpatient rehab and our acute part of the hospital for children's. Prior to OT school, I was actually a ballet performance major at the University of Oklahoma. And I knew that after dancing and teaching for a little bit that it was time to go to OT school. And I have this very vivid, mental, completely fabricated image of the admissions committee looking at my application and thinking, ballet performance major. Well, we've never had one of those before, so at least it'll be entertaining, no matter what. Thankfully, they accepted me, I graduated, and I get to talk with you guys today. But when I started OT school, I was thrown 2 major curveballs. Prior to starting, I had done all of my shadowing with a school occupational therapist. And in those sessions, we worked on handwriting and scissor skills. And so I was sitting there thinking, why is the program 2.5 years? If all we do is cut and write. It should take 2 weeks at most, and then I'm done. But that illusion was quickly shattered in my first class, my first day. I was in a class with Dr. Neville, she's retired by now, and she was talking about some unusual splints that she makes in acute care. And my first question was, what is a splint? hospital. We're only supposed to be in schools. And she continued to go on. I think she was trying to scare us, but she continued to describe a splint that she had to make for a man, awkward, lower body, enlargement, very graphic. And I remember sitting up in my chair and looking around and going, where am I? This is great. Anyways, I learned quickly that my scope of OT was very narrow, but thankfully, as it got broadened through school, I really fell in love with the profession and all the different places that we can work and all the different things that we're able to do. The second curveball that I got from school was, I believe I went into the program thinking, I just have to put my head down, grin and bear it, get through it, and then I'll get to have a job that I like. I never anticipated forging unbelievably strong friendships through the program. When the mountain of reading assignments was given, I joined a reading group, and from there, that's where I found these 5 other women who have been in my life since then. We have navigated works, board exams, first jobs, trying to battle burnout, career directionality, but we've also been there for each other as we figure out breakups and weddings and miscarriages and babies and having someone who knows you and knows that other side of you. The OT lens is so huge, and so I really hope that you guys have formed incredible relationships that you will continue to rely on as you start your field work. Being surrounded by peers who are passionate, they're sharp, they're inquisitive, they're supportive and goofy made my time at TW my favorite experience as a student. Our group has stayed close even now. I got a text on the group message the other day. One of my friends was having trouble with her son, with having some behavior issues. And so she needed the pediatrically inclined of us to kind of talk her through and talk her off the ledge. And it was so great to just be able to validate all the things she was doing right, offer some suggestions just from my experience, and also just walk alongside her during like a difficult season. So I am friends with one of your cohort, and he, just by getting to see his social media, I've gotten to see little snippets of your group, and it just seems like you guys have really embraced the profession and each other, and that you're having a lot of fun together. As you launch into field work, I wanted to share some unsolicited advice. So, you may feel really underprepared, but the main thing that school has taught you so far is how to think. And that might feel really small, but it is actually huge, because you can take a problem, break it down using task analysis, and come at it from a lens that nobody else has. You are also looking past the diagnosis and you're seeing, okay, well, what setting are we in? What's their socioeconomic status? What is their health literacy? What is their family dynamic like? What are they feeling like today? And what is their personality? And you are going to be able to assimilate all of that and to be able to make a meaningful impact on your patients and their families. When you get overwhelmed, just break it down and go back to task analysis, and you will be okay. Learning to think like an OT, like I said, is huge. You have the foundation that you need. Another piece of advice is that our community is very small. You may not love your fieldwork locations. They might not be a place that you ever want to work. But I promise you that when you put that place on your resume, and someone knows somebody who works there, because we all know somebody who knows somebody, we ask, what were they like as a student? Were they inquisitive? Were they humble? Did they ask questions? Were they hard workers? Were they professional? So use this time as a prolonged job interview. It might not be at the place that you are actively a student, but you are preparing for that first job now. Be curious and hungry to learn, regardless of whether or not you like the setting. You might learn why you love working in pediatrics. For some of my friends, they learned that they did not in fact want to work in pediatrics. But no matter where you are, you're going to learn something, whether it's how to be a good OT or, man, I really don't like that approach. I'm not going to do that when I'm a occupational therapist. Observe therapists from all disciplines. In addition to the OTs that you're working with, watch how they build rapport with families, how they motivate their patients to push through the pain and the discomfort and the frustration. Also watch how they use the therapeutic use of self, and how they are forging connections to actually really make a meaningful impact on these families. Also watch how they do things efficiently, help you save time, help you learn how to set things up so that you can get in and out and do what you need to do more quickly. When I was first a student, I was a student at an inpatient rehab facility and then at Children's Health where I work now. And they didn't have anything when I first graduated, and that was my dream job. That is where I wanted to be. Well, 6 months later, a job opened up at their teeny tiny little Mesquite location. And thankfully, I got hired, but they took a chance because I was a new grad and I was going to be the only OT at this location. This was terrifying. It was a dive in the deep end experience for me for sure, but thankfully I had the other therapists and the other disciplines who were experienced to learn how to problem solve, how to relate to patients, how to do therapy, and that was unbelievably beneficial. Another recommendation is be open to your patients teaching you. I had a patient who was not there for a diagnosis of autism, but her mom was a behavioral specialist. And she gave me so many great nuggets on how to use positive language instead of saying, don't run, say walk. And that seems so simple and so basic, but it was new to me, and it was so beneficial to actually be able to take the information that she had and apply it before I ever even got into the field fully. Another thing that I would recommend is your patients are not necessarily going to be the greatest historians. Check before you trust them, and I will tell you a horror story so that you learn from my mistakes. I had a patient with Guillain-Barré syndrome, which for those of you who are not in OT school, basically he went from being totally fine to almost completely paralyzed. As he was recovering, which is something you can do from this, he told me, Brittany, I came in and I was by myself, and he said, I stood today for 10 minutes. I was like, what? Great. You stood? Let's do a standing pivot transfer to take a shower. So as we went into the very tiny, slippery bathroom, which is where you'll spend a lot of time if you were in a hospital-based setting, it's swampy in there, we are getting ready to go. He's in his wheelchair, but there's this one little triangle of danger where if they go down between the wheelchair and the shower chair, it's going to be a fall. So that little Bermuda Triangle, and he pushed and I pulled, and then I realized that he was not standing on his own apparently. I found out later he had stood in a standing frame with 2 other therapists. Not the same as standing on your own. So thankfully, I just smashed my back against the wall, grin and bared it, and was given superhuman strength and got this guy on the chair without dropping him. But yeah, that taught me to check, test, verify before you just say, he's standing, let's do it. Another thing to know for you fieldwork students to be is you're going to cry. It's going to happen. Hopefully not a lot. Hopefully it's a positive experience, but probably around midterm you're going to get very overwhelmed. You're going to start to have a lot more responsibility. Your CI should be comfortable with you crying, because they cry too. So just know that it's normal. It's a lot of work and information and build up and hype, and you're doing the best you can. So it's okay. Another hypocritical piece of advice for me is to not be overcommitted. I am a serial overcommitter, but learn as I say, not as I do. At work, they actually have a said no punch card for me, and if I get 10 no's, I get ice cream. It's been a year, and I have not gotten any ice cream. So. But give yourself a margin for rest so that you can really absorb what you're learning. Also, you need that time to fill in any gaps in knowledge that you've had. As great as the program is, it can't prepare you for every single thing you need to know in every setting with every CI. So take that time to fill in those areas and don't beat yourself up about it. We all have gaps in knowledge. I still do. Beating is not my thing. But I still get feedback. So I ask questions. Finally, embrace the fact that OT is this ever-changing, evolving beast. And you are probably going to have imposter syndrome forever. Lean into it, it's okay, ask questions, ask for help. You know more than you think you do, I promise. But what's so great about that is that you are never going to be bored. There's always something else that you can be doing. There's always another part of OT that you can lean into and keep it fresh and exciting. So, we've got this, and good luck.
Thank you.
Next, we have Alicia Barnett, who is being promoted by her mother, Salamatu Barnett. We have Alicia Bauer, who is being promoted by her mother, Brenda Galena, and her daughter, Selena. Presenting Lexi Berryhill, who is being promoted by her father, Bob Berryhill, and her aunt, Dana Gackley. Presenting Chris Ramirez, who is being promoted by their mother, Rosalina Berger. Presenting Emily Bush, who's being coded by her mother, Angie Bush. Presenting Kathleen Cantu Crouch, who is being coded by her parents, Mary and David Cantu Crouch. Presenting Eva Compton, who is being coded by her parents, Jeremy and Sarah Compton. Presenting Montserrat Cuevas, who is being coded by her parents, Manuel and Antonia Cuevas.
being coded by her husband, Colton Davis.
Wait a minute.
Presenting Mackenzie Gillespie, who is being coded by her mother, Tanya Williams. Presenting Lisbeth Gomez Camarillo, who is being coded by her parents, Angela and David Gomez. Presenting Maria Gomez, who is being coded by her parents, Maria Flores and Octavio Gomez. Presenting Emily Green, who is being coded by her mother, Valerie Narrator. Presenting Roberto Gutierrez, who is being coded by his wife, Sarah Sweet. Presenting Malia Hardy, who is being coded by her parents, Myron and Teresa Hardy. Presenting Erin Hardy, who is being coded by her parents, Rich and Shelby Hardy. Presenting Chloe Howard, who is being coded by her husband, Sam Howard. Presenting Kirsten Langley, who is being coded by her parents, Keith and Stella Langley.
Testan mo na. Presenting Kayla Lowe, who is being coded by her mother, Trina Lowe. Presenting Kerrigan Marshall, who is being coded by her father, Kyle Wells. Presenting Spencer Murphy, who is being coded by his wife, Kate Murphy. Presenting Sarah Nguyen, who is being coded by her parents, Trang Lam and Tin Nguyen. Presenting Abigail Norman, who is being coded by her parents, Chris and Tammy Norman. Presenting Caitlin Northrick, who is being coded by her mother, Melissa Glover. Presenting Basil Reggie, who is being coded by his mother, Jaysha Reggie. Presenting Madison Shukart, who is being coded by her mother, Julie Reed. Presenting Sarah Scott, who is being coded by her parents, Phyllis and Charles Scott. Presenting Rebecca Smith, who is being coded by her husband, Silas Ramsey. Presenting Jordan Spangenberg, who is being coded by her parents, Lisa and John Spangenberg. Presenting Jay Stevens, who is being coded by his wife, Catherine Stevens. Presenting Samantha Tierney, who is being coded by her parents, Gustavo and Nancy Rodriguez. Presenting Elisa Trevino Contreras, who is being coded by her parents, Ray and Teresa Contreras. Presenting Valeria Valencia, who is being coded by her brother, Jesus Valencia. Presenting Lindsay Vineyard, who is being coded by her parents, Cindy and Chip Vineyard. Presenting Christine Vu, who is being coded by her father, Tone Vu, and her mother, Trang Tran. For all of our students who are doing Congratulations, you guys. I can't believe we actually made it through this, like this ceremony actually happened. Okay, I have all the students pull up the pamphlet that has the oath on the back. So this occupational therapy oath was written by Abigail Norman, Kayla Northrup, and myself. And so I would invite all the students to recite it along with me. As I transition into fieldwork practice, I commit myself to the responsibilities and values of the occupational therapy profession, as laid out by the AOTA Code of Ethics. I pledge to embody the values of altruism, equality, freedom, justice, dignity, truth, and prudence. In all my actions, upholding the principles of beneficence, non-maleficence, autonomy, justice, veracity, and fidelity. I will serve with compassion and integrity, supporting each client to participate fully in meaningful occupations. I will be aware of my biases and strive to overcome them, holding myself accountable to society and the profession. I will dedicate myself to a lifetime of learning, practicing, and advancing the art and science of occupational therapy. I will support, respect, and collaborate with my peers and all members of the interprofessional team. I am committed to sharing my knowledge, skills, and therapeutic self to promote health and well-being. I am grateful to be part of the occupational therapy profession and thankful for everyone who has supported me along this journey. May we as a class hold fast to the ideals and passion with which we take this pledge. Thank you guys. Go ahead. Now, if y'all know Kayla, she is literally amazing, and we would not be here without her. No one can replace her, so
Okay, lots of thank yous in order. First of all, I'd like to thank all of you for spending your time celebrating with us today. Your presence here is invaluable to us. Additionally, I'd like to thank Samantha for being the best partner in crime I could have asked for throughout this entire journey. And Elisa for spending so much time completely rocking the white coat embroidery. For Kara for making us one of her wonderful signs. She has a small business, you should definitely check her out, it's amazing. And it will be there for an opportunity to take photos later on. And I'd love to thank our planning committee and all of those who spent extra time outside of class and outside of these ceremonies to come and help make this happen, because it definitely couldn't happen without all of the effort from everyone. Next, I'd like to invite our newly coded cohort to the stage for a picture. We're going to embrace the chaos. So, that's right.
Everyone look at the photographer. Where is she? Oh, she's right there. Photographer. All right, guys. Let the photographer through. Yeah. Did you see your pay for this?
Go ahead.
There she goes. There she goes.
Sorry. There you go.
Okay. All right. And then return to your seats. Thank you.
Stand up here as a peer and give you generic words of advice. I felt it would be much more meaningful for each of you you receive a personalized letter from someone within our cohort. As peers, we have struggled together and persevered together, and can often see potential in one another that we have a difficult time seeing in ourselves. You may now exchange your letters of encouragement.
Embrace the chaos.
Embrace the chaos. Hopefully everyone had a chance to get their letter. Finally, I had a marvelous time becoming an occupational therapist with you all, and I could not dream of a better cohort to grow and learn alongside. You may now, you've changed. Enjoy the rest of your evening celebrating with friends and family. Kara's sign is in the back for pictures, and there's also a backdrop outside that you can take pictures with. I hope you all have